After the whistle starts at Mansell Stadium with Holidaysburg handing the ball off to running back Mitchell Baroner as he takes a cut down the right sideline, and there he goes. He would win the foot race with a dive into the end zone for the 54-yard score. But would that be enough for Holidaysburg to get the win? Hello and welcome back to After the Whistle. Our crews are just getting back into the studio from that game and others from District 6. Live from University Park, I'm Massimo Bonagorio.
And I'm Nico Rodriguez. We'll bring you all those highlights and more, plus a preview of Penn State's game this weekend against Wisconsin. Stick around for all that and more right here on After the Whistle. It's been 9 years since these two teams last faced each other, but it all goes down tonight as the Bishop McDevitt Crusaders head into Memorial Field to take on the State College Little Lions for the Mid-Penn Commonwealth Conference title. Both teams shake hands at the beginning of the game. Great sportsmanship, as always, as it's Ty Salazar lays out to make the diving catch. That would lead to a 1-yard touchdown run later in the drive, 7-0 Little Lions. Later in the first quarter, it's Salazar again, but this time he finishes the job himself. 75-yard touchdown, 14-0 Little Lions. Look at that run down the sideline. Bishop McDevitt in a 21-7 hole. Kentucky commit Stone Saunders drops a dime to Dominic Diaz-Ellis for a long touchdown. Now 21-14, things are getting interesting. Third quarter, Crusaders are driving until Michael Gall takes it away, then takes it all the way for the state high pick six, 48-28 now. Less than 2 minutes to go, State High leads by 3. The McDevitt onside kick would be unsuccessful. The Little Lions hang on and win the shootout 58-55. State High will have a bye for the first week of the playoffs. Bishop McDevitt will look to bounce back in their first game of the postseason play next week. Our very own Brian Portnoy was at the game. Brian, what'd you see?
Well, it was a night where the offenses ruled with back-and-forth scores that saw State College never trail the game. This was a matchup that lived up to the hype of a league title game, and it was definitely reflected not only on the field but also on the sidelines.
The Little Lions started off the game scoring 21 unanswered points over Bishop McDevitt, but that wouldn't be enough to put the Crusaders away.
I'm exhausted right now, not going to lie, but extremely happy, proud of our kids, the effort, the adjustments that they made throughout the day. McDevitt gave us a lot of different looks defensively, and our kids just found the next thing to work.
State College wide receiver Ty Salazar had 3 receiving touchdowns. A huge night indeed for him.
We just got either a share or outright mid-pen, so that feels absolutely amazing. But we definitely are looking ahead to the playoffs. We got a lot ready, and we're getting ready, and I feel like we're ready to get into the playoffs.
Now, you know that this game had 113 points, but I bet you didn't know that it spanned exactly 3.5 hours long.
The Little Lions' defensive highlight of the night showed Michael Gall taking one back to the house for a pick 6.
And I'm running up to go make a play, and, it was a bad ball. It fell right in my hands, and I took that and I just took off. I slid. I wasn't letting no one catch me. This is my moment, my senior night. This is a moment that's always going to stick out to me and the fans. So it was just instinct play that I just made.
State College held on for the close victory, and they will face the winner of the Erie and McDowell game in 2 weeks to open the playoffs.
State College will get a bye week before a home playoff game in the second week of November. Back to you guys at the desk.
It's a bison-on-bison matchup as Clearfield heads to take on the red-hot Bedford, who's on a 4-game win streak. Clearfield looks to hold on to their undefeated season as we open up early in the first quarter as Bedford quarterback Quincy Swaim tucks it and runs, breaking tackles before eventually going down.
What a run.
Late in the first quarter, Clearfield's Xavier Curry fumbles the snap. After battling for the ball, Curry would recover. Now to the second quarter where Clearfield's Brady Collins takes a run to the 3-yard line, setting Clearfield up in the red zone. That's why he leads the state in rushing yards. On the next play, Collins would take the handoff and finish what he started with a touchdown, making it 7-0 Clearfield. And to close out the half, Xavier Curry throws the ball up in a group of Bison, but no one would come down with it. After a slow start to the game, Clearfield would turn it on in the second half, winning the battle 36-6. Clearfield finishes the regular season at 10-0, completing their undefeated season. With the loss, Bedford finishes the regular season at 7-3.
The Richland Rams host the Belfont Red Raiders for their first meeting since Belfont joined the Laurel Highlands Athletic Conference. We take to Hurlinger Field to watch the Richland High School Rams senior night. Belfont comes into the game 6-3, looking to raid the Rams at home. Richland starts off strong from the 2-yard line. Austin Yarnick in for a rushing touchdown, making the score 7-0 Richland. Look at that light show. Belfont quickly responds with a touchdown by Liam Halterman, tying the game 7-7. Some may say 7 is a lucky number for Belfont, but not for long. Austin Yarnick again runs it into the end zone for a touchdown to take the lead 14-7 with 4:45 left in the first quarter. The Rams continue to dominate with Joe McCaney on the carry for another Richland touchdown, making the score 21-7 Richland. The Rams went on to win their senior night 41-14. This ends both teams' regular season as they look ahead to playoff games.
Now it's a battle of the undefeated as Penn Cambria plays host to number 1 ranked in the state, Bishop Guilfoyle. Our reporter Brooke Casey is at Penn Cambria for the title game. Brooke has the story.
Thanks, Moss. The energy was unmatched tonight here as Bishop Guilfoyle came down to face off against Penn Cambria. Bishop Guilfoyle is currently number 1 in the single A level, and Penn Cambria is having their best season since 1989. Tonight, both teams put their undefeated seasons on the line. Tensions and energy were high tonight as Bishop Guilfoyle and Penn Cambria faced off for the conference championship. Penn Cambria started off hot with Gavin Harold's 34-yard catch to take the lead, 6-0. Into the second, Bishop Guilfoyle would come back strong with not 1, but 2 Torian Consiglio touchdowns to take the lead, 14-6. Gavin Harold added 2 more touchdowns to pull Penn Cambria out to a lead. The Panthers controlled most of the second half, but a BG touchdown to Hamilton Gates brought the score to within 1. After a penalty on the 2-point attempt, Bishop Guilfoyle attempted a game-tying extra point, but missed. And as if this game couldn't get more dramatic, the Marauders recovered a perfect onside kick. However, they could not capitalize on this, and Penn Cambria held on 28-27 to claim their first undefeated season in over 2 decades.
Out of here with a W. We played really good football. We played really physical football. We were up 28-14, had a chance to close it out. Unfortunately, we didn't. Kind of made it interesting in the end. Credit to Bishop Guilfoyle. They're a well-coached, great football program. But our kids just kept battling. They're resilient, they're tough, they're gritty, and we call it the mountain mentality. It's something that we believe in. It's something that they really took to heart, especially tonight.
Penn Cambria remains undefeated, and Bishop Guilfoyle moves to 9-1 after 2 phenomenal performances tonight. Now both teams will await playoff opponents. I'm Brooke Casey. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Brooke. Let's check out action around District 6. Forest Hill scrapes by Central with a 22-21 victory. In another close game, Tyrone beats Chestnut Ridge 35-34.
Penns Valley blows out Westmont Hilltop 43-14. Coming down to the wire, Phillipsburg Osceola defeats Greater Johnstown 35-28.
Bellwood Antis comes out on top of Bishop McCourt 34-33, and Cumberland Valley cruises by Cedar Cliff in a 38-14 victory.
More close games tonight as Chambersburg defeats Central Dauphin 21-20. Finally, Bald Eagle escapes Somerset with a 15-14 win. Holidaysburg and Du Bois have met 6 times since 2016, with the Golden Tigers taking the win in each matchup. The Beavers are hoping for the home field advantage to help them break this streak. The Golden Tigers and Beavers take the field at Mansell Stadium, ready for their end-of-year showdown. Now the Beavers are looking to strike back as Trey Wingard rolls out of the pocket and finds Isaiah Corney, who turns upfield and takes it in for the 30-yard touchdown to make it 14-all and sets off the fire trucks behind the end zone. Wait for it, look at that, whoop whoop. Later in the second quarter, we have Maddox Bainey under center, delivering a rope to Gavin Bell for a 30-yard strike down the seam to reclaim the lead 21-14 from Du Bois. Look at that celebration. After forcing the 4th and 2 punt, the Golden Tigers hand it off back to Mitchell Barner, who bursts through the hole, and there he goes, reaching the sideline and outrunning everyone before diving into the end zone, extending the Holidaysburg lead to 28-14. The Holidaysburg Golden Tigers would take over the second half, beating the Du Bois Beavers 49-28 to end the regular season. Holidaysburg will finish the regular season 9-1 as they await their first round playoff matchup. The Du Bois Beavers fall to 7-3 and will host Cathedral Prep as they hope to end the regular season with a win.
The 0-9 Carlisle Thundering Herd hosted the 1-8 Altuna Little Lions on Friday night. Both teams were looking to end their 2024 campaigns on a high note. The Thundering Herd stampedes out onto the field looking for their first victory of the season. In the first quarter, Carlisle's Curtis Stroud passes straight to Chance Barner for the first down touchdown. Not taking that lightly, Altuna's Zion Patterson scores a touchdown in the second quarter, biting back at the Herd. At halftime, Carlisle's high school homecoming queen Morgan Hopper gets honored. Second half now, Carlisle's Mikey Hakeem runs from end zone all the way to the other end zone, scoring another Thundering Herd touchdown. Look at him go. I mean, he's just outpacing everybody on that field.
Tons of green grass in front of him.
And he takes a knee.
Looks like Mike Bolger in junior high.
Oh, yeah. Now the cheerleaders there, and we're going to round out the third quarter. Chance Bonner with another staggering run, resulting in a touchdown that puts Carlisle up 19-9. That score stands the rest of the way. Carlisle gets their long-awaited win, beating Altuna 19-9. Carlisle's win snapped an 18-game losing streak dating back to last season. The Thundering Herd finished 1-9 for the second straight year. Altuna also finished 1-9 1 year after going 5-7.
Mifflin County hosts Redland for their final game at Mitchell Field. The field was first opened in 1937 and renamed after a former band director, Palmer Mitchell, in 1948. Mifflin County's head coach Shane Breon played on the field back when he was in high school, as did his father and grandfather. The two teams honored the historic field tonight before Mifflin County relocates to Marshall Paper Field at MC Stadium for the foreseeable future. Great ceremony right there. Making their final entrance, it's Mifflin County. Look at that. 8 minutes into the first quarter now, it's Josh Maldonado rushes in the 1-yard touchdown to give the Huskies a 7-0 lead. First play of the second quarter, quarterback Chase Hartung goes in for the QB sneak, extending Mifflin County's lead. Look at that band right there, playing some great tunes. It's Redland's turn, but quarterback Quinlan Shear's intended pass is denied by the Huskies' offense. That's Gavin Harrington coming out of nowhere. Student section repping all black for this matchup. But Redland would finally get on the board with Shear passing to wide receiver Anthony Shea. Mifflin County would stay leading 14-6 after the extra point was now denied. Mifflin County would take home the 21-18 win to improve to 4-6 on the season. Redland drops to 2-8. With this win, Mifflin County made history. It was the 50th program win for the Huskies in just 15 seasons.
With playoffs just a week away, we now look at where some District 6 teams sit in the rankings. Bishop Guilfoyle leads the 1A division, and Northern Cambria jumps into the top 10 after beating River Valley last week.
In the 2A division, Richland moves up a spot to number 7, while Cambria Heights remains just outside the top 10. Another District 2 team, Belfont, stays in the top 25 at number 22.
Despite beating Bishop McCourt 24-12 last week, undefeated Penn Cambria fell to number 8 in 3A ranking.
Clearfield remains the 13th best team in the 4A standings.
Holidaysburg dropped to number 23 after barely beating Williamsport 30-26.
And just down the road, State College moves to number 8 after demolishing Carlisle 60-0 last week. Stick around as we take a look at some scores from out of town.
And how Penn State has prepared for their matchup this weekend against Wisconsin.
This activity is You're watching After the Whistle.
Wow, I mean, we've had so many great bumps over these last few weeks, from cheerleaders to the student sections and now the referee.
Yeah, so many bumps. I think that one might just be the best one with the ref, though.
Now over to Penn State football. 2 former players accused of rape and free on bail until their court date next week. Details of the case came out this week in court documents. Jameel Lyons and Kavion Keys are facing charges of rape and other sex crimes that occurred in their on-campus apartment. The 2 19-year-olds were placed on interim suspension and removed from the university and team in August. They were arraigned in Belfont on Wednesday morning. Head coach James Franklin did not answer questions on the allegations when asked after practice later that day.
Coming off a bye, Penn State will head out to Wisconsin this weekend. Our reporter Andrew Matz was at Penn State's practice this week. Andrew has more on what we can expect from the Nittany Lions.
Thanks, Nico. Following a long week without Penn State football, the Blue and White are back in action this Saturday as they travel to Madison to face one of their toughest challenges of the year.
Following an overtime throw where number 3 Penn State walked off USC in the LA Coliseum, the Nittany Lions went into the bye week with a sense of optimism. The Lions are 6-0 this season and were able to do something they weren't able to last season.
Lost some of those close games, and it just felt good, especially me being a leader on the defense. Well, the team period, but specifically on the defense, like it felt good to keep the team composed and come out on top. Like it was a great win for sure.
This week has been a crazy one for Penn State. They are preparing to go into an environment they haven't seen this year. This still hasn't changed how the team works. Injuries have been hard on the team to start the season, but it has allowed others to shine.
I think also we got some guys that are developing that are coming on, whether it's Max Granville or Harvey or Quentin or Corey. There's guys that are coming along at some positions. Dakari's development at the linebacker position, all those things have been important.
The development of these young players has been a welcome sight for Penn State, but Stars have also been getting better. Over the bye week, the Blue and White continue to work to be the best they can.
I got better over the bye week to learn on what I need to get better at, focus on certain things like that. So I know the second half of the season will be special.
Wisconsin will be the last road game before the Blue and White's 2-game home stretch that includes number 4 Ohio State coming to Beavers Stadium and Washington in the whiteout. For After the Whistle, I'm Andrew Matz. Back to you guys at the desk.
Now let's take a look at our top 3 plays of the week. Number 3, Du Bois quarterback Trey Wingard rolls right and fires to Isaiah Corney, who pushes of one and turns upfield for a 25-yard score. Look at him go. And as we saw earlier, those fire trucks in the background, whoop, whoop.
Coming in at number 2, Redland wide receiver Anthony Shea makes the grab and breaks a tackle for the touchdown. Look at that, yards after catch resulting in a touchdown.
And our top play of the week. I mean, we showed it through 3 times earlier. Here's the third, running back for Holidaysburg, Mitchell Barana with a nasty juke, and he's off to the races for a 55-yard score for the touchdown. Dives into the end zone. What a play.
A handful of our schools ended their season celebrating their seniors for all the time and effort they've put into their teams in the game. Starting off, we look into Richland's ceremony before transitioning into Du Bois' line of hugs and appreciation for each team member. Great season, fellas. That's all from District 6 football tonight. For more updates about our show and coverage of games, follow us on our Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at ATWPSU. I'm Nico Rodriguez.
And I'm Osmo Bonagorio. Tune in next week for more coverage of high school football and Penn State football right here on After the Whistle.